Hey guys! Okay, so we're gonna do this look today. It's kind of more like a little kind of glamorized everyday look. I have some lashes on. I have some wispy lashes on, which are not too dramatic. And then I have some nice like bronzy colors in my lids and like a little bit of glitter and a nice nude, well, pinkish nude color. So this is kind of like an everyday thing if you want to be like everyday glamorized. And just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna already have my foundation on and my brows done. Later on in another video, I'll show you guys like my foundation routine and my brows. Reason why I did my brows before though is because I haven't done them. And it's because I had like this terrible incident where this lady cut like half of my brow off. So I have been letting them grow out. They're kind of getting better now. But that's why. So I'm kind of waiting on that. And yeah, so let's get started with this video. Caffeinated before we start. Well, you guys, so let's get this started. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the eyeshadow primer. I'm using, as usual, the Urban Decay. I've been using this one for like 2 years or so, and it really makes the difference of the world. So I'm just gonna pat it on there. I like to put some on the bottom of my lid as well because I also put shadow underneath. So try not to like wrinkle your skin. Just put a little bit under there. Oh, whoa. You could hear the motorcycle in the back. Okay, so I like to set usually my eyelids with a translucent powder, but lately I've been using this shadow by Morphe. I think it's called Flawless, and it's kind of like the exact same color of my lids. So I like to just set my whole lid with that color. So there's not really like any catch to this, just to set the primer. It'll be easier to blend the other colors if you always set it. So I'm just going to put this kind of like lighter shade from the contour palette onto the corners of my eyes and kind of going into the crease. And this is also going to help you blend the colors really nicely so the colors don't look so harsh on you. So kind of do like a little circular motion on the side and just swipe it in. Like that. Okay, and then we're going to go with a darker color, Rebel from the Tartelette and the Bloom. And we're also going to go into the corners and do the same thing we did with the other color and bring it in. But this color is a little darker. So we're kind of doing like that ombre effect. Just layer the colors and just blend it out. Just blend, blend, blend. And if you feel like that you blended the color a little too much, you kind of fade it away, then just go back in and add more color and just intensify it more. The brush I'm using is actually the Morphe one. It's nice to have like a couple of blending brushes, just like different sizes. The one I was using before was by BH, and that one's like a little bit more bigger than the other one. So it's always good to have like different ones. Okay, now we're gonna go with the Firecracker, which is like a shimmering bronze color, and using a flat, like a flat shading brush. This one's also from BH. You're just gonna pat it in. You could also use your fingers for this, but I find that the Tarte eyeshadows are really creamy and they don't have that much fallout, so we can use a brush. For some colors some shimmery colors, it's best to use your fingers to pat it in there, but I find that for these Tarte colors you could use a brush. So just put it all in the center part of your lid, and then we're gonna go back in with blending brush and just blend all that out. And just do the same to the other eye. Okay, so now we're gonna go back in with Rebel, and I'm gonna go back with the bigger shading brush, blending brush, and then just go back and blend out the eye, just because we kind of lost a little bit of that color while putting the glittery color on. So this really helps just to blend everything really good, and there's no sharp edges. Okay. There. And we're just going to put a little bit of liquid liner on there, and we're going to add some lashes. The lashes that I'm going to use today are the Vegas Nay Allure ones, because they're really thick. I really like it. And I really don't think that, well, it's actually preference if you want to put liquid liner on top. But since the lash band is really thick, you really don't need it. But I just like it because I feel that it's more uniformed, and you could get really into those edges on the sides. So that's just my preference. But you don't have to. You could just put some mascara and ready to go. Okay, so I applied the lashes. I put on the wispy lashes from Ardell, and now I'm gonna use some of the Marc Jacobs black liner, and I'm gonna tightline just so we don't see any kind of like flesh color peeping through, and it will just really put the look together. Just go deep in there. I know this is really hard for many people, but it's kind of just practice. Okay, just a little bit. And the lash glue is still drying up, so we're going to continue and move on to finishing the face. I'm going to use the dark shade from the NYX palette, and I'm going to use an angle brush. So apply the color onto the lower part, kind of like where the denser part is, and with the kind of looser side of the brush, blend it out. I already, before applying when I was applying my foundation, I actually used a dark concealer on the sides of my cheeks to kind of use it as a cream contour. And right now I'm just going to intensify it a little bit. So kind of try not to like put it into the sides of your mouth, because that will not look nice. And I think contouring is kind of personal. It all depends on the kind of the shape of your face. For me, I like to contour the sides of my cheeks, the tops of my temples, and then just like a little bit on my jawline, but not that much. Everybody has different shapes, so everybody will contour their face differently. If you guys want a tutorial explaining the contour process, let me know. But make sure when you're contouring to really blend it out, because obviously since the color is darker than your skin tone, it'll be really noticeable if you don't blend. So just really blend it out really good. And sometimes when you're in a darker area, you might think that you blended out good, and then you didn't. So try to be in good lighting and just blend it all out. I don't like to put that much product on the bottom of the jawline. I just kind of put whatever is left in the brush. But how I said, contouring is kind of a personal thing, and it just all depends on the shape of your face. Oops. Okay, after doing that, I'm going to go back and kind of set my face a little bit more. I already set it before with the Laura Mercier under my eyes when I applied my concealer, but it's been a while, so I'm going to use the Rimmel transparent color and just on the center of my face before applying my blush and highlight. Okay, so the blush that I'm going to use today is by Milani in the color Romantic Rose, and I'm just going to put a little bit. It's not like a dark color, so just on the cheeks, on the apples on my cheeks. You can smile if you want, And then just kind of drag it up a little bit, not that much. Like so. And then for my highlight, I'm going to use the new Afterglow highlighter by Urban Decay. I have it in the color Sin. And you could use a big fan brush like this and just apply it on. Also, highlight is kind of a personal thing. It's wherever you want it. But I think it suits better people if they put it on the tops of their cheeks and then on the corners up here and on the nose. I think that works. But I kind of don't want to use that today because I'm kind of going for a subtle look. So I'm going to use a smaller brush, and I'm going to use a stippling brush. So kind of just put it on the tops of my cheeks and just kind of push it up. Try not to go too low on this. And you guys see me looking down because I have a mirror right here. So just go up like that. I really don't like on myself. I don't like it that much here, but I just put like a little bit. And then just a little bit on the nose. I think it looks really cute, but don't exaggerate, just a little bit. And then on your cupid's bum. Okay, now to finish up the eyes, I'm going to go in with the Super Slim Infallible by L'Oreal in black. And I'm kind of just going to go in there just to cover up a little bit of the shine of the eyelash glue. I didn't really do like a wing line or anything. Since this lashes, the band is pretty thin. I think it looks better if you put a line of liner on the top. Okay, so now we're gonna go in and finish the bottom part of your eye. And for that, I like to use like a little smudging brush, that's what you say. And I'm gonna go back in with the same colors that I used on my top. Well, not necessarily all of them. I'm just gonna go with like 2 colors. I'm gonna use Rebel on the outer parts of the eye. And just really blend it out. Ooh, don't poke your eye. And then for the inner parts, I'm going to use a smaller brush. And I'm going to go back in with Firecracker. Kind of be careful with this because you don't want it to go all over your face. So just a little bit. And that would, by doing this, putting shadows at the bottom of your eyes as well, it's going to really balance out your eye. Because you don't want to have your eyelids so heavy with different shadows and not put anything at the bottom. So just like that. Okay, so now we're gonna go back in with mascara just to kind of stick your falsies into your real lashes. And I'm using right now the Voluminous by L'Oreal. And if you want to, you could also go and put some on the bottom. I mean, put a coat of mascara on your bottom lashes, but I kind of don't want to do that today. So next, we're going to finish up with lips. And today I'm going to use NYX Retractable Lip Liner in the color Nude. And I'm going to use Kat Von D. I'm going to use Kat Von D. I'm going to use the color Lola, Kat Von D, on my lips. Okay. The colors don't have to be similar. Okay, so a lip liner really isn't necessary, but I like to use it just to give my lips a little bit more shape. And I kind of like to get the pencil liner to be as close as possible as the actual color you're going to put over it. But it doesn't really have to be exactly the same, but kind of close. Now, I'm not going to do any overline to make my lips look big or anything, but you could do that. But just kind of be careful when you do that. You don't want to exaggerate too much and make it look too noticeable. Also, the cool part of when you're actually lining your lips, you could change like the shape of your cupids. Is that what it's called? Cupids? I don't know. My boyfriend's behind the camera, so that's why I'm talking over there. And now I'm gonna put on the color on top. And see, by applying the lip liner, it gave you a shape like an outline. Okay, I think we're almost done. And just to finish it up, I always like to set my face with a primer. I mean, not a primer, setting spray. And the one that I'm using lately is the hard candy one. It's called Hydrating Primer Mist. It smells like cocoa, so I like it. Just give it a little shake in there. Did you see it? It made it. Okay, so just don't put it too close to your face because you will blind yourself. It smells good. Okay, so I think we are pretty much done. So just let it sit and you're ready to go.
I told myself I'll never fall in love again. You made me want to change that. Feelings start rushing in with my heart and my brain out.
But I'm back. I forgot to tell you guys something. So the next video coming up will be actually my sister's video. She's going to do like a little lookbook. And yeah, so please stay tuned for that. And like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And thank you very much.